Welcome to Manila Updates TV. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Shockwaves across Asia. The Philippines deploys BrahMos missiles in the disputed South China Sea. These headlines echoed across international newsrooms as one of the world's busiest waterways became the center of global attention once again. This wasn't just another military upgrade, it signaled a visible shift in the regional balance of power. For decades, the South China Sea has been a flashpoint for tensions, drawing in not only neighboring countries but also major global powers. The South China Sea is a vital artery for world trade. About 1/3 of all global shipping moves through these waters each year. Beneath its surface lie rich fishing grounds and untapped reserves of oil and gas. Control of this sea means influence over economic security and energy resources, making it a critical point of competition. The deployment of advanced missiles by the Philippines signals a new phase in this ongoing dispute, raising urgent questions about what comes next for peace and security in the region. In early 2026, the Philippines announced the deployment of BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles along its western coastline facing the South China Sea. This was not just a show of force, it was a statement. The move marked the first time the Philippines had a weapon capable of striking ships at long range, well beyond its traditional defense reach. Previously, the Philippines relied on older equipment and its coast guard to patrol disputed waters. But the arrival of BrahMos missiles, which can travel at 3 times the speed of sound, changed the game. Now, Philippine forces have a credible deterrent against hostile ships entering their claimed waters. By placing BrahMos batteries near sensitive areas, Manila showed it was ready to defend its claims more assertively. For China, and the region at large, this new reality forced a reassessment of both risk and response. For now, the missile deployment stands as a powerful symbol. The Philippines will no longer rely solely on words and warnings to protect its interests. The South China Sea dispute is one of the world's most complex territorial conflicts. At the heart of this struggle are overlapping claims to islands, reefs, and waters rich in resources. China claims nearly the entire sea with its so-called 9-dash line, a boundary rejected by international courts, but enforced with an ever-growing fleet and artificial islands. The Philippines, along with Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan, also asserts rights over parts of the sea. For the Philippines, the West Philippine Sea is vital for food security, energy, and trade. Strategically, the sea connects the Pacific and Indian Oceans, making it a crossroads for military and commercial vessels. Military outposts on rocks and reefs can serve as bases for aircraft, ships, and radar, changing the balance of power. Since the 2016 tribunal ruling in favor of the Philippines, tensions have simmered, but the deployment of advanced missiles marks a new and dangerous chapter. The BrahMos missile is a joint project between India and Russia. It's one of the fastest cruise missiles in the world, capable of flying at nearly Mach 3. This speed means it can strike targets quickly, reducing reaction time for enemy vessels. BrahMos can be launched from land, ships, aircraft, or submarines, making it highly versatile. It can carry a warhead weighing up to 300 kilograms and hit targets over 290 kilometers away. Its advanced guidance system enables pinpoint accuracy, even against moving ships. For the Philippines, a single battery of BrahMos missiles can cover large swathes of the South China Sea, deterring intrusions and protecting important islands. The missile's presence sends a strong political message. The Philippines is investing in modern defense technology and is willing to use it if necessary. India's decision to export BrahMos to the Philippines marks deeper defense ties and shows Manila has options beyond traditional suppliers. For China, the deployment of such a capable missile system so close to its claimed waters is a clear warning. The deployment of BrahMos missiles is part of a broader push by the Philippines to modernize its armed forces. For years, the country struggled with outdated equipment and limited resources. Recent confrontations in the South China Sea convinced leaders in Manila that a stronger military was essential. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement with the United States allows American troops to rotate through Philippine bases and bring in high-tech equipment. Joint exercises with allies like Japan and Australia have also grown in size and complexity. The Philippines now works closely with the US and other friendly nations to monitor activity in the South China Sea. Satellite data, drone surveillance, and maritime patrols help track Chinese ships and protect Filipino fishermen. The decision to acquire BrahMos missiles fits into this bigger strategy, giving the Philippines a credible anti-access weapon. With the backing of allies and new military tools, Manila hopes to deter aggression and defend its rights under international law. China reacted quickly and sternly to the news of the BrahMos deployment. Chinese officials called the move a provocation and warned of serious consequences for regional stability. State media accused the Philippines of acting under the influence of outside powers. Beijing has built artificial islands and deployed its own military assets in the area, but the arrival of BrahMos batteries challenges its naval dominance near the Philippines. Chinese defense analysts note the missile's range covers Chinese ships operating near disputed features like Scarborough Shoal and the Spratly Islands. This forces China to rethink its naval patrols and could lead to escalation if either side miscalculates. The risk of an arms race, or a sudden incident at sea, now looms larger than ever. The South China Sea has seen a surge in tense encounters between Philippine and Chinese vessels. Over the past year, there have been multiple incidents near the Second Thomas Shoal and Scarborough Shoal. Chinese Coast Guard ships have used water cannons and aggressive maneuvers to block Philippine supply boats. Even a small clash could spiral into a larger conflict, especially now that both sides have more powerful weapons at their disposal. The presence of BrahMos missiles adds a new dimension to these confrontations. Filipino commanders now have the ability to defend their supply lines more effectively, but this also raises the risk of miscalculation. Despite rising tensions, both countries are still talking, at least for now. But, with new weapons on the front lines, every encounter carries more risk than before. The South China Sea is not just a local dispute, it is a flashpoint in the wider Indo-Pacific security landscape. The United States, Japan, Australia, and others have all stressed the importance of freedom of navigation. They regularly send warships through these waters to demonstrate that they are open to everyone, not just those who claim them. International law, especially the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, supports free passage for ships and aircraft. By deploying BrahMos missiles, the Philippines is making a statement about its right to defend its waters and uphold international law. As military forces build up across the region, the risk of misunderstandings increases. For now, the world watches closely as the Philippines and its neighbors navigate this dangerous but vital maritime corridor. Beyond geopolitics and military hardware, the South China Sea dispute deeply affects everyday lives. Millions of people in the Philippines depend on fishing and trade in these waters. The ongoing conflict and military buildup put their livelihoods at risk. With rising tensions, fishing grounds have become dangerous, and Filipino fishermen often face harassment from Chinese Coast Guard ships. Some have reported damage to their boats or confiscation of their catch, meaning less income for families already struggling. Economic development in coastal areas suffers, as investors are wary of regions where conflict could break out. Tourism, too, is affected, as stories of naval standoffs and missile deployments make headlines worldwide. The Philippine government has promised support for fishermen and coastal villages, but many say more needs to be done. For them, the hope is that improved security will eventually bring stability, allowing them to fish and trade freely once more. With the deployment of BrahMos missiles, the South China Sea enters a new and uncertain era. Both the Philippines and China claim they want peace, but their actions often tell a different story. International organizations, including ASEAN and the United Nations, continue to push for dialogue and rules-based solutions. The challenge now is to balance security with diplomacy. Advanced weapons like the BrahMos deter aggression, but they also raise the risk of war by mistake. Only through clear communication, mutual respect, and adherence to international law can the region hope for lasting peace. As the world watches, the choices made by leaders in Manila, Beijing, and beyond will shape the future of the South China Sea.